The second question, I'll follow up on an issue that was raised during the opening presentations, and that is the role of the board versus the role of the administration, including the role of the superintendent. Can you tell us in 2 minutes, beginning with Mr. Gomez, how do you see your role as a board member dealing with the actual administration and current administration of the school?
As a private citizen of East Palo Alto here, I have confronted Ms. Del Vega and the school board quite frequently. We have our up and downs like everything else, but as a whole, I would say I have a very good relationship with all of them. They listen to what I have to say, they respect what I say, and vice versa. I get a lot of comments from them, advice, and here I am older than they are, but nevertheless, I appreciate that. I really appreciate when I talk to the staff and myself. I like Ms. De La Vega and her staff, Mr. Lovely and all of them. I volunteer quite a bit at Willow Oaks Elementary, and I believe I have a pretty good relationship with them also. But there has been some issues with Ms. De La Vega and I that we sat down like last night, and I told her my concern, and she gave me a good, clear understanding of the situation. In doing so, I appreciate that. I've learned from that. In doing so, I believe I could continue a good relationship with the present administration and beyond that. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Wilson?
Yes. The role of the board is of policymakers, okay? We only hire, the only personnel that the board hires is the superintendent. And so we have a responsibility to set performance standards for the superintendent and to hold her accountable, okay? In that, as board members, we also help her to develop strategies and give input into the direction that the school district is going in. We also, at least in my opinion, need to be supportive in identifying and garnishing additional resources to help support the students of the district. The board, we should not micromanage, so I don't go in and talk to principals and have conversations with teachers. That's not the role of the board. Again, the board's role is to develop policy and to work along with the administration to develop resources and develop solutions to the problems that our district faces.
Thank you. Mr. Chavez?
I consider the role of a board member to be a policymaker as well as a representative of the community at large and an advocate for our students. To that end, my role would be to advocate for the students, for all students in the Ravenswood City School District. But very specifically, I have a strong passion for those students that are not achieving. So what are we doing as a school, as a school district, in a systematic way for those students that are not achieving, and holding administration accountable for that? Having those crucial conversations, those critical conversations with administration and with our staff to ensure that these students do achieve and do make progress. That we are collaboratively. I consider myself a person that likes to roll up his sleeves and be in work, both at the school level and at the administrative level, to find solutions and bring in resources to the schools and to make sure that all of our students are achieving. Yes, policymakers, policy enforcers, as well as an advocate for students in the Ravenswood City School District.
Thank you. Ms. Serrano?
Yes. I make no bones about it. I wanted the current superintendent to, for her contract to end at the end of March. It was the board, and having said that, if I elected, I'm going to be respectful to her. But I was very disappointed. And this is not a position that a board should take. This is not something that should be done, and it has been done in the past. Students are first. We do not politicize the selection of a superintendent. As I said, I've been attending meetings, school board meetings since 2002. I read all the material. So I'm really versed in what's going on, and she was not qualified to stay on. Board member Marcelino Lopez fought to have her contract terminated. As I repeat again, that is not the role of a board to politicize or for the superintendent to politicize, to form political alliances so that she can retain her position. She made political alliances with Ruben Rabrica, who was very instrumental in convincing the brand new Ana Pulido and Evelyn Barajas Luis, two very brand new board members who did not know her history, to convince them to vote to retain her. So this is not the way you put students first. I said she has not. One of my biggest gripes is that she is really poor at communicating with parents. In fact, she told, when I asked her, when I said that the superintendent should be the leader in firing up the parents, so she said, well, really it's the responsibility of the principals, and that was so disappointing and shocking for me to hear.
Thank you.